Welcome to the Edupedia world. In this tutorial, we are going to cover about collection framework in Java. So we are going to see introduction to collection framework, and this is part 1 of collections that we are going to study. And since collection is a big topic, so I have subdivided this whole tutorial into parts. So this is part 1, and in the part 1 we only cover about introduction to collection framework. So we'll see what is collection framework and we'll cover the introduction to collection framework. So let's begin. A collection is a structured group of objects. Java 1.2 introduced the collections framework. Collections are defined in java.util package. The collection framework is mostly about interfaces. There are a number of predefined implementations. Okay. So when we talk about collections in general sense, so collection in a general way is a structured group of objects. So when we, for example, talk about arrays. So what are arrays? Arrays is also a structured group of, you know, primitive type. So primitive type can be int, or it can also be a string or a char, and it's a structured group, and all the the primitive types of array data array can contain should be of a similar type. Okay, so you can say collection is a something advanced that is created by Java over arrays, so that the shortcomings of arrays and to provide many other features also can be done. So basically, as of now, you can treat it as a structured group of objects. There are number of objects, in a structured way, so that is called collection. And it was introduced in 1.2 and it is defined in java.util package. Now, when we talk about the word collections, okay, so the most of the things in collections framework is about interfaces. So mostly you can see the core of collection frameworks is built on interfaces. Okay. And there are already number of predefined implementations which you can use for various purposes. Okay. And now Java 5 introduced a topic of generics and genericized all the existing collections. Now what is generics? We also see that. Okay. But before that, let's cover the introduction to collections. Then we have vectors. Vectors have been redefined to implement collection, trees, linked list, stack, hash table, and other classes are implementation of collections. Fine. So these are some of the implementations. So vectors is something that is redefined to implement collection. And some of the various classes that implement collection framework are trees, linked list, stack, hash table, etc. But arrays do not implement collection interface. So arrays do not have any relation with collection interface. Okay, now let's see some of the types of collection. Well, Java supplies several type of collection. Set, sorted set, list. Set cannot contain duplicate element. So in set the order is not important. Fine. Then we have sorted set. It is also like set, but over here order is important. So as of now, I'm sure that you might not be able to link it out what is set and what is sorted set. So no worries about it. This is just an introduction. We'll cover each of a collection in a very detail. Okay, as of now, this is just to give you an introduction. So it's okay if you are still not able to get half of the things. It's absolutely fine because we are going to cover everything in real detail. Then list may contain duplicate elements and order is also important. Fine. So these are some kind of collections that we have listed out. And what are the features they provide? So when we talk about set, so set cannot contain duplicate element. Okay, but when we talk about sorted set, they also cannot contain duplicate element, but over here order is important. Then when we talk about list, then list may contain duplicate element and order is also important. So Java also supplies some collection like things, which is map. Okay. So what is map? A dictionary that associates keys with values. Order is not important over here. So you can say keys with values. You can take example of dictionary where there is a word and there is associated meaning. The word has to be unique in dictionary. Okay, and the meaning can be anything. So that is how the map it happens, that there is a key and there is a value associated with it. So you can relate key with the word and values with the meaning in dictionary. Fine. So in map, order is not important. But when we talk about sorted map, so it's another implementation of map where order becomes important. Okay. While you can get all the details from Java API, you are obviously expected to learn some of the things, which are you need to know the signature of the most important methods in interface and most important implementation of each interface. So don't worry, we'll cover that. Now let's see something about collection hierarchy, how the hierarchy is formed in collection framework. So this is a hierarchy. You see on top of that we are having a interface known as collection. Okay, then we have another interface set which implements collection. Uh, I would rather say extends because a kind of a interface can extend another interface. Then we have list which extends collection interface. Then we are also having sorted set interface which extend another interface which is set. So this is how the extension happens. On the other hand, outside a collection framework, although we cover map in a part of collection, but map actually directly do not extend collection framework. Okay, so we have a map interface and there is a sorted map interface that extend from map. Okay. Now collection are ADTs. ADTs means abstract data types. Collection are one of the best design parts of Java because they are elegant. Okay, they combine maximum power with maximum simplicity. They are uniform. When you know how to use one, you almost know how to use them all. So there are some things that are uniform among sets or collection. So it's not that, for each of a collection to learn, you have to start from beginning. There are some basics that each collection does implement, and there are some new features which are additional to each interface. Okay. And you can easily convert from one collection to other. Okay, so let's read more about the collection interface. Much of the elegance of collection framework arises from the intelligent use of interface. The collection interface specifies, among many other operations. So we see some of the operations that collection interface specifies. So the first one is boolean add, and the E that you are seeing over here is element. So element can be anything, either it can be a primitive type or it can be an object type. So yes, you can add anything in your collection by applying add method to it. Okay, and it actually gives you boolean, so returns true if it is added. If it is not added, it returns false. Then we have contains, and you pass object to it. So it will actually tell you whether your collection actually contain this particular object which you are passing in parameter or not. Fine. Again, it returns a boolean value. After that, we have remove. In remove, you pass the object as a parameter which you want to remove. So if you pass that and call this function, if is that object and it gets successfully removed, then this method will return true, else it will return false. Fine. After that, we have another important method which is empty. This will actually tell you whether your collection contains any element or not. If it does not contain any element, then is empty actually returns true. Fine. Then we have int size. It will actually tell you the size of your collection depending upon how many elements are there in your collection. Fine. Then we have this interesting method toArray, and it returns an object array. So basically toArray changes any of your collection to array. So this is how it is available to convert any collection to an array. Then we have another important method which is called iterator. It returns an object of iterator. Okay. Now what is iterator? We'll see that shortly, and what is E over here? E is again element. So when I talk about E, you can consider it as a part of generic. Okay, and we'll be also covering generic in our next tutorial. Okay, fine. As of now, you can ignore the E and simply take it as iterator method. You should learn all the methods of collection interface. All are really important because you tend to use each and every one of them, and every one of them is actually very useful. Okay. Now let's see the iterator interface. The iterator interface was this one in the this method of iterator. So this actually returns a object and which is of the implementation of iterator interface. So let's see what is it about. Well, an iterator is an object that will return the elements of collection one at a time. So you see, it's a kind of a, you can say, pointer, or if you remember the for loop, then what happens in for loop is there is a index I that you take in for loop, and you keep on traversing through whole of your array through that index by increasing the value of I. So internally, iterator does similar thing. So it actually returns the element for a collection one at a time. Or a better example to, check out the similarities for each loop. So what happened in for each loop? You actually write for and then you write the element. Element could be any data type, whether it could be int. Then you write a variable name. And then you put a colon and then you write your collection. So collection can be any of the things. It could be an array. So one by one, each element of an array will be picked and will be stored in your variable which you have declared in for loop, and then you can use it. Then in a second iteration, the second variable will be picked. So similar kind of thing internally happens with the iterator, where it will actually return one element from collection at a time. Okay. So this is, how we have actually written it. Interface iterator E. As of now, just ignore E. I'll tell you what it is when we study generics. So it's an interface, and it has a method. One of our important method is hasNext, and it is Boolean method. So it returns true if the iteration has more elements. HasNext actually checks if the collection has the next element. So if it is having the next element, this will return true. Fine. Then we have next. It returns a type E. So you can say E is actually referring to a type. So whichever type the iterator is, the same thing will be returned by the next method. You can say in a simple way that next actually returns the next element in the iteration. So whatever the next element is, it will return that. Okay. Let's say if I'm having 5 elements, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, and if I start, iterating each one of them using iterator, then from has next I can check whether there is next element. Like suppose if I'm on 2, then I can check whether there's a next element. It will return me true because there is another element which is 3. And when I do next, then it will actually give me the element. So it will give me 3. Fine. Then we have void remove. So it actually removes underlying collection, the last element returned by the iterator. Okay. So whatever the last element that collection has returned, it will actually remove that. Fine. So remove is not that much used, but has next and next is, very, very commonly and very frequently used. Okay, now one by one, let's see one of the interfaces that we have seen in our collection framework, this hierarchy. So we have already seen iterator interface. Now we'll see firstly set, then list, and then so on. So let's move. So firstly, let's cover the set interface. A set is a collection in which there are no duplicate elements according to equals method, and order is not important. Fine. So when we say no duplicate element means set cannot contain duplicate element. That means if a set is already having element 1 to 5 and it again cannot contain a sixth element as 1 again. Why so? Because it cannot have duplicate element. And order is not important in set. So order is not important. That means it does not preserve your order of insertion. Could be possible that you inserted 1, 2 and then 3, but while traversing through that, it might give you 3 first and then it might give you second, and in any other order. So it does not maintain the order how you insert or want to traverse the element. So whenever you are sure that you only have to store the unique elements and order is not important for you, then set is the choice to go with. Fine. Okay, so this is how we define the interface set. So interface set of a type E, it actually implements collection framework and also iterable. I think this is wrong syntax because the interface can only extend another interface. In a way, it is implementing corrections. I just check and yes, guys, as per my doubt, that was wrongly mentioned. It should have been extend because the interface can only extend another interface. So set actually extends correction and iterable interface. The method of set are exactly the ones in correction. The following methods are especially interesting. If you see, we are having contains method, which is taking object O. Then we are having contains all method, which is taking correction C. After that, we are having add all method, which is taking correction extends E. Okay, so as of now, just ignore what's this question mark extends E. Remember the method name as of now. Contains is to check whether this set contains this particular object. Contains all is to check for all of the correction, whether this complete correction is contained in this set. Add all is to add all the elements that you are passing in the new correction as a parameter. Retain all is used to retain all the elements, and remove all is used to remove all the elements that you are passing in the correction as a parameter. Okay. So add all, retain all, and remove all return true if the receiving set is changed and false otherwise. Fine. Now let's do a small intro to list interface also. A list is an ordered sequence of element, and it also is like interface list E extends correction and iterable. So most important list interfaces methods are void add. Add actually takes index and element. So it will take where you have to insert the index and also the element. Where there could be another implementation of add, but since it's an intro, so I'm not going to cover the details. But yeah, these are some of the important methods. So add is there, then remove is there. Remove is to remove element from a particular index. Then we are also having boolean remove. So you can see two implementation. One is to for a particular index, and in other way you can actually pass the object you want to remove. So it will search for that object and remove that. Okay. Then we have set int, and then we pass element to it. So set method actually set your element at a particular index in the list. Similarly, get method actually get that particular method from that particular index. Then we have int index of. This method actually basically it takes your object O, and then when it takes it, it actually give the index of that object. Then we have last index of. Last index of will give you the index of the last index of the object. If that object is there multiple times, what is the last time this object has occurred. Okay. Then we have a list iterator. This will give you a list iterator. And list iterator is like an iterator but has an addition, has previous and previous method to go or to traverse in a you can say decrement order or in a reverse order. So you can also traverse in a reverse order for a list. Then we have sorted set interface. A sorted set is a set for which the order of element is important. So we have already seen set. Set cannot contain duplicates. Since sorted set is created by implementing, or rather I should say rather extend. So this should be extend. So ignore it over here. Okay. So it should basically extend set, so that means it cannot also contain duplicate element, but over here order is important. So it is the additional feature. So in a sorted set which extends set collection and iterable, the why we are saying implement set collection and iterable, we can only simply say extend set because set is anyway extending collection and iterable. So two of the sorted set methods are first and last. So it will actually give you the first entry and the last entry. More interestingly, only comparable interface can be added to a sorted set, and the set iterator will return these in sorted order. The comparable interface is covered in a separate lecture. Fine. Map interface, where map is a data structure for associating keys and values. Interface map, the two most important methods of a map are put and get. So in put, we pass the key and the value to put in your map, and in get, we pass the key. The same way you search for a meaning of a word in dictionary, and you know the word. So in the same way, to get, you need to know the key and then you can find the value. Okay, some of the other important methods are key set, values. We'll study about the details of this method when we do maps in detail. Then we have sorted map. As in case of sorted set, the order is important. Similar way in a sorted map, the order is important. So you see the sorted map is a map that keeps the key in a sorted order. So everything is maintained in a sorted order. So whenever you do insert, so it actually automatically sorts your map. It does contain additional method which is first key and last key to let you know what was your first key and what was your last key. More interestingly, only comparable elements can be used as keys in a sorted map, and the method setKeySet will return a set of keys whose iterator will return them sorted order. Fine. The comparable interface is covered in a separate lecture. Again, we'll cover that later on. Some implementations. Class #set_e implements set, and then class treeSet implements sorted set. So these are some of the implementation classes. So these are some of the implementation classes. Over here you can see #set actually implements set. The #set is a class and it actually implements set interface. Similarly, we are having another class treeSet, okay, which is implementing sorted set. Then we have ArrayList, which actually implements list. Then we have linked list, it also implements list. Then we have class vector, which implements list. Fine. And vector, we can say there is also a subclass stack which also extends vector. And the important method are push, pop, empty. Fine. Then we have HashMap. HashMap implements map. Then we are having TreeMap. TreeMap implements sorted map. So, okay guys, thank you as of now. This was about the introduction to your collection interface, but we have to cover each one of the topic in really detail. But for the next part of the collection interface, we'll cover generics. So generics although is a part of collection, but I want to take it separately and I want to pause collection as of now because this was really important, before beginning generics to give you an introduction of collection. Since we had introduction to collection, so now we'll cover generics interface. Okay, thank you.